Your character is facing a lot of trouble in his everyday life, and also he has the duty of a police officer.
Yeah.
So how do you find the balance between those two things?
Well, I mean, it's one of the things that I loved the most when I read this script was just how focused it is, even though it's a genre movie. It's so kind of emotionally intelligent about what's going on in these people's lives, and I found that so striking, moving. So in a way, it's doing that, and in this particular case, he's somebody for whom his job is a huge part of your life when you're a police officer. So learning about that and understanding that mentality was part of it.
And when you face a narrative that is so fragmented, what are the conversations with Zach Cregger to build a coherent character that the audience is only going to see in pieces?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, one of the things that I thought he did so well is that each story kind of packs so much into it. And then for me, it's like I don't even have to worry about what's happening with everybody else's story. You kind of read it and get to know it, but all the other scenes that I'm not really a part of they're not really that relevant because my character doesn't, participate in.
And there's a lot of physicality in this movie. So what's your relationship with the camera to all that moves to feel natural and intense?
Yeah, I mean, it's always the same. You're trying to find a way to make it feel real in the circumstances you're in, and then make it work with camera. And it's always, working with a great stunt department like we had with this, and figuring out how to make those moves both natural and real, and exciting to watch on screen.
The characters are reacting with fear and violence to everything that is happening. So how was finding those elements?
Well, I think that everybody's so kind of broken and in such a difficult moment in their lives, and so all the things that happen in the story comes out of that place, and so that makes it a lot easier because it's all rooted in human, emotion and psychology.
And from an acting standpoint, what do you take from this movie that you can maybe apply to other projects?
It's a good question. I think one of the basically, like, when I look at this experience, it's one of the best experiences I've had, and that's because I was working with a filmmaker who was telling a really personal story that meant a lot to him, and it was really from his imagination. And so when that's the case, it changes what comes out of you as an actor. It really invites it invites you to go deeper, and it feels a lot more meaningful as a result.
And in that sense, what specificity requires you to horror genre that maybe isn't in other genres?
Well, there's certain things that happen in the movie that we had to figure out how to do them that would not happen in another movie, some crazy stuff. But again, like in this movie, it's so much about human beings and where they're at, that in many ways, the fact that it's a horror movie, I even think, and Zach has said this, it's not exactly a horror movie. Like, it is something adjacent to that, but even he was saying even less than it's kind of a hybrid. And so so the genre part of it doesn't come into play quite as much for when you're prepping the character.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Have a nice day.
You too.